Well, I have returned. And my brain is just not working. Oh my god, person. It's been so long. I can't believe it's been like what? Oh my god. 10 years? Sorry. But yeah. I was getting separation anxiety. Oh my god. Huh. No. Oops. Didn't mean. Oh, you didn't see it. Okay, well. I accidentally brought up the page which has a number of the winter themed songs so that I can pick them as names for the Subnautica Below Zero episodes. Yeah. Yeah. So, wait, where is the video? Oh, yeah, I forgot. So, person, I've found out about some weird American sandwiches which are no longer, like, really common and that are no longer common or really seen much anymore. And two of them made me go, holy shit, that's gross. However, I talked to my parents about them, and my father was like, "Yeah, I've heard about those sandwiches. It's not that uncommon." And I was just like, and my mother was like, "Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me because in the past that's how Americans used to eat stuff." And I was like, "Okay, maybe it's not as weird as I thought it would be." So, person, how does a banana and mayonnaise sandwich sound? Oh, thank God. Somebody actually reacting the way you should react to that. Because every time I've tried talking to people, they're like, oh, that's not that weird. And I'm just like, what do you mean it's not that weird? It is an abomination. Actually, let's see.
Sliced bananas with mayo on white bread. This banana and mayonnaise sandwich is a bit of a wild card for sure, but keep an open mind because the South definitely does, which is where this interesting creation finds its origins.
Oh, yeah, well.
Typically, a lot of sliced bananas with mayo on white bread. This banana and mayonnaise sandwich is a bit of a wild card for sure,
Yeah,
but keep an open mind because the South definitely does, which is where this interesting creation finds its origins. Typically, a lot of comfort food comes out of the southern USA, as you
Well,
may have.
to be fair, it's gross, but it's not like, that disturbing to look at. Peanut butter and bananas are a thing that people do eat here. They'll just slice up bananas and then put it with peanut butter and then maybe add jelly or just. Sometimes they might add some Nutella, so it's like a chocolate, peanut butter, and banana sandwich. It is, however, not an Elvis. So, now, person, what is your opinion on peanut butter? Well, at least you don't hate it. But let's see, where is there? Now it's time for me to go to the. Also, for something to make me feel truly gross at the idea of it, you have to understand I'm somebody who's willing to try almost anything at least once. as long as there's not some serious health detriments to actually eating or trying something. Because I just have a curiosity in trying food and different cultures and stuff like that. But and I also will eat stuff like, as weird as it sound. Oh, okay. The next one here. I'll just skip to the chase and rip off the band-aid. How does peanut butter and mayonnaise sound to you?
As grim as the name might sound, peanut butter combined with mayo was quite a hit back in the day. In America, kids would often have this at 7 a.m. before school as breakfast they could easily put together. The sandwich was especially popular in the 30s to 60s as it was cheap and filling. Much like other sandwiches in the list, the peanut butter and mayo combination was also a product of the Great Depression. The mayo provided generous proteins that would pair well with fats from the peanut butter. In a time of financial instability, people found this sandwich to be a great way to ensure intake of important nutrients.
Yeah. Well, the mayo's killing those nutrients. So, have you heard of the Elvis sandwich? All right. Well, here it is.
Hey YouTube, you're watching Chef Adventures. I'm Chef Jason. Thanks again for being with us. There's a
Actually, I'm going to see if there's a short because I don't want it to be too much. Let's see. Really? No shorts on it? Okay, well, here it is. I'll just play this one here because it's shorter.
Hello Internet and welcome to another episode of Influencers. Today's recipe is a tribute to the favorite snack of an American icon, Elvis Presley's favorite peanut butter banana bacon sandwich.
Never heard that. Peanut butter, banana, and bacon.
According to some sources, the king could eat 13 of those in one sitting. If it's that good, we have to try it, right? All you need is a bunch of bananas, 8 slices of smoked bacon, and your favorite peanut butter.
Peanut butter and bacon isn't the worst combination, but it's not exactly something I have a hankering for. I like that and I know this is gonna sound weird, but when I go to Five Guys and they get a shake, you can get them. They add bacon in the shakes if you ask them to. And getting a peanut butter shake with bacon in it is actually kind of nice because it adds some salt. I had the same exact reaction to you when I heard of that. Though at the same time, when you think about it, you're thinking like, oh, they just fry bacon and it's like greasy and stuff like no. They take basically crispy bacon, they pat it dry so there's no excess oil or stuff. They crumple it up and then they put it inside and it basically adds a bit of a crunch and a lightly savory thing. And if you have like the peanut butter as the base of the milkshake, then it's actually not bad. It's kind of interesting. It's one of those things which isn't as bad as it sounds. Though also it does depend on, one, how much bacon you're putting into it. Because when I say it's a bacon shake, you're probably thinking that they just dump 10 strips of bacon. Like, no. They take a very, very small amount and put it in. And it's broken into like these little tiny crumbs. And even then, on this list, the sandwich I would say I actually like is the well, it's not. I like beef tongue sandwiches. It's an old Jewish thing. Beef tongue is, as in terms of the not traditional meats that people eat, is one of the most approachable. I mean, as long as you cut it. If you cut it into thin slices, it looks normal. It's very nice and tender, and it's got a nice beef taste. If I cut, it's the most. If I were to tell someone to try to stop, not be as, picky about something, I'd probably give them a sandwich of that, and then like either a sandwich or a taco of that, and tell them to try it. It doesn't, as long as it's cut, it does not look weird. It does not look strange. It's ultra tender and just really delicious. However, I've also had it where someone didn't cut it properly, and it's just like, okay, that's a whole ass tongue with all the stuff attached to it. When it's thinly sliced and, like seasoned, it is just like, as I said, thinly sliced with the stuff that you don't really eat removed from it, put on a sandwich. It just looks like regular, cold cuts, like, if you put ham or like stuff, deli slices and stuff like that. Very approachable. Really tasty and good cold or hot. But as I said, this thing, the one preparation I had was literally just a whole ass tongue. And that was difficult for me. It also tasted terrible. Whatever seasoning they used on it made it like taste awful. Is it the Fool's Gold sandwich? I've never had an Elvis. The Fool's Gold sandwich. Actually, let's see. Let's just do that. Because this will cover it anyways. The best sandwiches in the 50 states. I assume you like sandwiches. Most of these are not weird. Most of these are just great. Like, the sandwich pictured here is not a mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich. I'll tell you what it is. It is peanut butter and marshmallow fluff. This is peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich. It's referred to, however, the name is the Fluffer Nutter. Nut. Yeah, sorry. But yeah. Yeah.
From banh mi to cubanos, here is each state's favorite sandwich.
You can tell me if
First up is Alabama's pulled chicken sandwich with white barbecue sauce, also known as Alabama white sauce. The sauce is tangy, creamy, and ridiculously good. Reindeer hot dogs can be found at street vendors across Alaska. The sausage is made from reindeer or caribou, along with pork and beef. The hot dog is usually split and grilled.
Yeah, they're not going too much into it, which I was thinking that it would be nice if they did. White sauce is it's a sort of like mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce. It goes extremely well with chicken, especially barbecue chicken that's been pulled. That's what that sandwich is. It's literally a pulled chicken sandwich. The hot dog is
Despite the name,
the the hot dog. That hot dog is, well, the sausage is not purely reindeer. It's a mixture of stuff. Although it's a sort of question of like, I think also they're sold often during Christmas, which is also kind of weird because if you're a kid, it's like, oh no, Rudolph. But yeah. This is the fry bread taco. It uses fry bread, which is a First People or Native Americans, like little bread they made, and then you see it's stuffed with all this stuff there. So far, do you like what you've seen for the state sandwiches? Trying to win back some of your favor for in regards to, like, American food, because we don't just all eat weird shit. No. Okay. I guess let's continue. Well, yes, he died because of eating too many of those sandwiches. Like, apparently he ate like 20 of them in a day, or 20 of them a day. Until you get to the fool's gold one is, yeah, he basically died on the toilet. If you see him in his early life when he was, you didn't know that? The king died on his porcelain throne. Yeah, he really let himself go. Well, people don't like talking about that when they talk about the life of Elvis, because he was like the first global, like, cultural icon. Like, when he was around, everyone knew him. Basically almost everyone all over the world heard of him. He was a phenomenon. And then hearing that he died really young because of eating a ton of very bad food, very unhealthy food, and that he got ultra fat, isn't exactly, the most inspiring of stories. The food that he ate is the type of food which tastes great and basically stimulates the caveman part of your brain, where you're like, I need salty food, or I need high fat foods. And then also that, like, oh, is that sugar? I need sugar, and natural forms of sugar are rare. So, basically getting all of that. I don't think he exercised much. And, just all of that stuff. But yeah, this is a fry bread sandwich, but it has, like, vegetables and stuff in it, so it's not bad. I've never had one, but it's supposed to be good.
the fry bread taco isn't really a taco. It's more like a taco sandwich mashup. The deep fried bread is topped with ground beef, lettuce, cheese, and other standard taco toppings. Fry bread was created by displaced Native Americans in 1864. The fried bologna sandwich is a timeless classic. Bologna slices are fried and placed onto soft white bread with a smear of mustard. Simple, but delicious. People are obsessed with In-N-Out burgers.
I hate hearing about In-N-Out. I hear it too much. And there's so much stuff in California that's should be placed above it. But, like tacos or street tacos, and like there's a lot of Mexicans Mexican people who live in California, and there is a very popular and very thriving taco industry there, especially like fish tacos, which are really good. But you know, people go, In-N-Out is the state dish. Whatever. I'm salty about California because anytime there's a place I really want to go to, that I watch about like this place has the best food. It's in California, or it's in New York, or it's in Texas. It's like, great, I need to go to the other side of the country.
Most popular is the Double Double Burger with 2 patties and 2 cheese slices. You can also
Oh my, cheap viewers. What? Wait. Why is it? I had forgotten how to ban people. But I assume you've heard of In-N-Out, right? It's a chain of restaurants in California, and I think there's a few outside of it. Not many. They did do a pop-up in the UK years ago, or I heard of it. Of course, I never went. But as far as, you know, there's different levels of, you know, I guess takeout. Like, it would be considered like fast casual quality. You know, fast food would be stuff like McDonald's. So fast casual is a level above that, where, you know, it's or if you've been to Wendy's is probably like a step below In-N-Out in terms of quality. But yeah. But ultimately, it's just a burger. And more importantly, it is the American burger, which is, you know, cheese, and just tomatoes and lettuce. It's boring.
also get a carbless version with lettuce buns. A fool's gold loaf is more than
Oh, yeah, here's the Fool's Gold loaf. That thing I was telling you about. Notice that's called a loaf. One second, actually, let's see. All UK Wendy's locations, because I knew there was UK Wendy's locations. Brighton, Cambridge, Camden. Okay, it's Chelmsford, Gloucester. But yeah, there are plenty of them. Oh no, Reading. As an American, I'm opposed to that. Nope, not that sandwich. But yeah, you see, it's a big old thing of peanut butter, a big old thing of jelly, and then a ton of bacon. A pound of bacon, if I remember correctly.
8,000 calories.
Yeah, 8,000 calories. Ah, so I see. Slowly, Adam figures out where you live. Okay. But yeah.
It consists of a hollowed out loaf of bread filled with peanut butter, grape jelly, and a pound of bacon. It was created by the Colorado Mine Company in Denver and is rumored to have been an
I
Elvis
was hoping I was wrong when I said a pound of bacon. Jesus Christ.
Presley favorite. Legend has it that the king himself flew 2 hours to Denver just to satisfy his craving for the sandwich. The first hamburger in the US was made in 1890.
Not the first. But Louis' Lunch is one of the longest, is currently oldest, continuously running hamburger restaurants. There are other ones. George Mott's, the hamburger historian. Yes, we have one of those. Oh yeah, of course you did, because you've seen the Nut Burger. He's the guy who showed you, but found in articles in old newspapers talking about them selling hamburger sandwiches in Texas and other things in papers that are from before the time Louis' Lunch was even around.
At Louis' Lunch in New Haven, Connecticut. The original burger was sandwiched between 2 slices of toast, and the rest is history. Louis' Lunch is still cooking.
Yeah, still using these things. These are from when the restaurant originally opened. I mean, look at that. Not neat?
And serving the burgers the same way it did when it first opened. The Bobby at Capriati's is basically Thanksgiving on a roll. It's made up of turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, and a generous smear of mayo. Except you can have this any time of the year. The Cuban sandwich was actually created in...
There's no real reason to go to Delaware. Yeah. Jewish terminology. But yeah. I mean, my family's Jewish. I don't really celebrate or practice anything, but you know. But yeah. I'd like to try the Bobby at some point, but there is no reason to go to Delaware. Also, my stalker is from Delaware. So, even less of a reason to want to go to Delaware. Especially since I have no idea where in Delaware she was from. Yes, it is. Changing the subject. I think I've talked to you about a Cuban, right? It is. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is it. It's
Florida by Cuban immigrants. It's gained immense popularity since and can be found on most restaurant menus in Florida today.
Not good to cover. God damn it, woman! You're not even covering the things in it. It's just like, yes, this is a sandwich that exists in Florida. What's in it? There's I guess, like roast pork, sliced ham, pickles, and I don't remember everything that's inside of it. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, though, to be fair, you can get Cubans pretty much anywhere in America now. They're pretty common. You're supposed to use Cuban bread for the bun, and then you press it and toast it so that, you know, it's nice and warm.
Restaurant menus in Florida today. Pimento cheese is a southern favorite, and one of the best ways to eat it is in a sandwich. The tanginess of the pimento peppers combined with the richness of the cheese and mayonnaise is an unbeatable combination.
One thing you're going to have to understand, person, is that mayonnaise is basically a food group for white people in America. So a lot of these sandwiches are going to feature mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise too, but I have what I would believe some amount of standards. Not much, but I have some standards. Have you ever had somebody try to, like, get you to help ratify their opinion, and it's just like, come on, you've eaten mayonnaise from the container, but with a spoon. It's not that crazy. And then I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Oh my god, no, no, I don't eat mayonnaise from the container. I'll add extra mayo on my sandwich, but no, I don't. It's but you eat eggs on this. Like, yeah, but mayonnaise may just be eggs and oil mixed together, but no, Jesus. Yeah.
Kahlua pork sandwiches are a Hawaiian favorite. Kahlua is a traditional Hawaiian cooking method that uses an underground oven called an imu. The pig is roasted slowly all day and acquires a deep, smoky flavor.
And it gets pulled off.
Huckleberries are the state fruit of Idaho, making a peanut butter and huckleberry jam sandwich the state's go-to snack. Often compared to a blueberry, the huckleberry is a little more tart and is often made into a jam.
Also, we don't have currants in America. Well, correction. I think in some small parts of the country, you can get some. Well, you see, currant plants have a kind of, I guess, moss, or there's some kind of bacteria that lives on it, which kills oak trees, if I remember correctly. And America and the UK were hit with the same problem, where in the UK they're like, whatever, we'll just we'll just allow all the oak trees to die because we like eating currants so much. But America has vast forests of oak, and those oak forests provide a lot of money for the US. So to deal with that, we basically systematically wiped out currant plants. While in the UK, it's like we barely have any oak trees, whatever, we don't care. Actually, it's still a problem now. There are a few wild currant plants that exist in the wilderness, but, people actively fight it. I am like a 5-year-old. I remember a lot of random weird trivia. As I said, I don't remember if it is particularly oak trees. It is some tree which is used for the production of lumber, which the UK did not have a lot of, but America has vast forests of, and it's a part of our economy, so they couldn't afford to do that. It's also just a weird little thing. I mean, normally for me, my breakfast is usually so consistent that it's easy for me to remember because, I either have, when I go out, I have like a McDonald's, sausage, egg McMuffin with a hash brown. And then today I ate one of the remaining McDonald's leftover things from the other day. Or I eat like a microwave White Castle hamburgers, so that I can have a quick meal thing to eat before I stream. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a strange person.
Chicago's Italian beef consists of thin slices of roast beef simmered and served with gravy on a roll. It can be ordered wet, meaning a little gravy over the bread, or dipped, which means dipping the whole sandwich into gravy.
Okay, not exactly gravy. It's like they call it gravy because, yeah, that one's good. but it's more like a sauce or an au jus. So it's like drippings and stuff from the cooking of meat. So it's a nice, rich, meaty sauce, or like almost like a broth. And it's really tasty, dipping the whole sandwich in. Because I understand when you think like, you know, British gravy, and then just dipping an entire sandwich in there, and then you're like, how the hell would you eat that? Which, don't get me wrong, the British gravy one would probably taste great, but it's a lot. This is more like a liquid, as I said, more like a stock. Yeah. But yeah, no, like, I don't get me wrong, the wet one is still wet, obviously, from being dipped in there, but it's really good. And also, you know, usually they have it like, or at least where we went, it was wrapped. So, you know, you can just partially remove it from the portion you're eating and then just bite into it. Or the side you're eating from, rather. Nah.
And to top it off, you can add giardiniera or sweet peppers.
They're also usually like slightly pickled, I think. So it's like a lightly pickled, slightly sweet, or there's a slightly spicy one that you can get. When I went to Chicago, they didn't put it on my sandwich, which I felt like it was missing something, and yeah, it was missing this.
Midwesterners love their pork tenderloin sandwiches. Pork loin is thinly hammered, breaded, deep fried, and placed between hamburger buns.
Massive pork
And the
loin
bigger the
sandwich.
pork tenderloin, the better.
Like, look at that. That's one tenderloin on a sandwich. No comment on that? Basically. Yeah, look, it's a very textured cutting board, which is missing a few pieces.
The loose meat sandwich resembles a sloppy joe without the tomato-based sauce. It tastes like a hamburger, but without the trimmings. The Z-Man sandwich from Joe's Kansas City Barbecue is a hometown favorite.
Not even going to explain it. I mean, that the loose meat sandwich is, they'll make it at like cafeterias and they'll like put it because, you know, having a big old thing of like ground beef into seasonings is pretty easy to just scoop it and put it directly on like a bun. So, you know, I don't know a lot about it because it doesn't terribly interest me. I don't know, it's not that scary of a sandwich. It's literally just ground meat that's been broken up into little bits, and then it has some onions and some light seasoning in it. It's nothing weird. The weirdest thing about it is that it's basically, you know, as I said, broken up into little bits. There's something called a sloppy joe, which is basically the same thing except the meat is cooked inside of a sauce. And so it's a lot more saucy, has a lot more spices and seasonings in it. The loose meat one is just, you know, it's like eating a burger. It's just that you have to be careful to not hold it sideways or else it'll fall off.
Favorite of Kansas City. It's made of a toasted Kaiser roll, thinly sliced brisket, smoked provolone, 2 onion rings, and some barbecue sauce.
I mean, that's good. It's just a barbecue sandwich, though. With onion rings.
The Hot Brown is an open-faced sandwich created at the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. Toasted bread is topped with turkey, tomato, Mornay sauce, and bacon, and then broiled until crispy and brown.
It is an open-faced sandwich that you absolutely cannot eat with your hands. Well, it depends. What do you define as a sandwich? So you're saying there needs to be 2 pieces of bread? Well, that's why it would be referred to as an open-faced sandwich. Would you consider a hot dog a sandwich then? Because it's technically only 1 piece of bread. What about a taco? You eat it like a sandwich. There are a lot of rules regarding what counts as a sandwich because but I'm not going to get into that to like food law, especially American food law.
Po' boys are a Louisiana specialty. They're usually made with roast beef or fried seafood such as shrimp, crawfish, or oysters, and served on New Orleans French bread. Lobster rolls are considered a Maine staple, especially since the state is the largest lobster producing region in the world. While additions differ from restaurant to restaurant, Maine lobster rolls are jam-packed with lobster meat on a New England-style hot dog.
You can thank me then. Okay, but yeah. I've enriched your life. Sandwich, 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 sandwich. Sandwich, sandwich. Sandwich, sandwich. Yes. Ah, yes, you will remember this for years to come. Like, no, but, for lobster rolls, there are 2 types that I know of. There is the Maine, which has a light amount of mayonnaise added. And then there is the Connecticut, where Connecticut they use butter instead. I prefer Maine style to that. It's just not exactly lighter is not exactly the best word, but it's nicer in my opinion.
Roll. The soft-shell crab sandwich consists of a whole crab.
Oh my god, I love soft-shell crab. Even if you're not eating it as a sandwich, just soft-shell crab is delicious. Do you know what soft-shell crab is? Okay, well, this is going to blow your mind, but it's a crab, but its shell is soft. Well, okay, now that I've said the asshole comment, I'll now give you an explanation as to why the shell is soft. You see, when a crab sheds its shell, it's temporarily very, very soft. And for the soft shell crab, they harvest them just after they've shed their shells. And the result is you get only meat because the shell hasn't hardened. Which is the typical preparation is they just fry it whole and then you just eat the whole thing. Every part of it's edible. It's really tasty and you get like, if you enjoy the taste of crab but you hate having to deal with the shell, it is just, the best. I mean, it's fun to crack the crab open once in a while, but sometimes you just want to eat the meat and not have to deal with all the fragments of the shell, cracking it, and then, taking the massive amount of time it may take to take care of everything. Oh yeah, it's like in the middle of changing and you just grab it, like break into its house as it's naked and just go like, "Gotcha, bitch," and then just runs off. It's like, no. But yeah, it's really tasty, and there's a number of things you could do it, eat it with. It's just, nice.
Shell included. Softshell crabs are crabs that go through a molting process, shedding their hard outer shell and leaving an edible soft shell. They're usually tossed in batter and deep fried to be eaten whole. This gooey concoction is called a fluffernutter. It combines peanut butter with marshmallow fluff on soft white bread. Marshmallow fluff was invented in Somerville, Massachusetts in 1917.
There
A Michigan
is a peanut butter, not peanut butter, a marshmallow fluff festival. I forgot where exactly. No. Yes. Not a fluffer. Nutter. Let's see. There we go. The 2024 Fluff Festival. Let's see, is it Square? Oh, it's in 34 days, 19 hours, 43 minutes, and 40 seconds approximately. Yeah. It's like, oh man, not everywhere. Actually, let's see some pictures of it. That's a neat costume. Fluff magnets. So they have little like peanut butter fluff magnets and stuff like that. Yeah. It is sweet though. You don't want to put too much of it on. I mean, I don't think you'll just put it on a spoon and eat it as is. It does work well with other things. It's just, I avoid it because I try to avoid sweets, but what? I didn't catch it. What did I say? Alright. Damn, I didn't trick you into saying it. And behold, just a regular chili cheese dog with onions.
Pony dog consists of a hot dog topped with beef chili, yellow mustard, and finely diced white onions. The Juicy Lucy is a burger.
It's named after Coney Island, where those hot dogs are sold, but it's famous not in New York. Let's see again.
A Michigan.
It's a Michigan in Michigan because people who arrived at Coney Island basically liked the hot dogs there and then brought them to Michigan.
Pony dog consists of a hot dog topped with beef chili, yellow mustard, and finely diced white onions. The Juicy Lucy is a burger with a cheesy.
Ah, yes. Have you heard of the Juicy Lucy? So, a Juicy Lucy is a hamburger, or a hamburger which you've cut in half. You take a piece of cheese, you put it in the middle, and then you put the two halves together, seal them up, cook the patty, and when it's done, you have a burger with the cheese on the inside. And oftentimes that cheese is all molten and will run out. And depending on the cheese and how hot it is, it'll either be pleasantly warm or you've got molten cheese all over your face and oh god, it burns. But yeah.
Surprise! Instead of getting the cheese on top, it's put into the middle of the burger. Catfish is synonymous with Mississippi. The state is the largest producer of farm-raised catfish in the U.S. Locals love a battered and fried catfish. The burnt end sandwich is a must-have in Kansas City, Missouri. Burnt ends are the crispy point ends of a smoked brisket. They're cut into 1-inch cubes and cooked further. Each piece comes out a bit charred, but intensely flavorful and juicy on the inside. Pork Chop John's began serving boneless.
They originally threw out the burnt ends because, they thought they were burned. And then one day people actually tried it and it was like, holy shit, this is the best part of the brisket. And they'll do a lot with it. They'll put it in beans so that the beans have the wonderful taste of the barbecue beef. They will, eat it in a sandwich. They'll eat it as it is. There's a number of ways you can eat it.
Fried pork chop sandwiches from a wagon in 1924. While it has moved from the wagon to a brick and mortar, the restaurant still uses the same recipe. The runza is native to Nebraska. It's basically a hot pocket with beef, cabbage, or sauerkraut and onions. It originated from Nebraska's German and Russian immigrant population. Some consider a patty melt a cross between a grilled cheese and a hamburger. With caramelized onions and melted cheese, juicy, luscious flavors are guaranteed.
The thing I ate the other day was basically a patty melt.
With every bite. The Monte Cristo is a fried ham and cheese sandwich. To make it an even more decadent meal, drench it in New Hampshire maple syrup.
I don't think you usually put maple syrup on powdered sugar normally, but yeah. So have any of these sandwiches so far looked good to you?
Depending on where you're from in Jersey, you'll either call it a pork roll or a Taylor ham. Either way, it's a delicious breakfast sandwich that can be found at almost every.
Which one, the pork roll or the Monte Cristo? This one? I don't know, I think it looks nice. On the other hand,
pork roll or a Taylor ham.
this thing
Either way,
apparently,
it's
if
a
you're not
delicious
from New
breakfast
Jersey,
sandwich
is
that can be found
really,
at almost
really salty
every deli and
tasting.
diner in New Jersey. Green chili cheeseburgers are extremely popular in New Mexico. This is because green chili, or the Hatch pepper, is grown in the Hatch Valley region. When roasted and added to a cheeseburger, it adds a smoky, buttery flavor. No one does bagels better than New York City, and there is
I love
nothing
bagels.
as iconic as a bagel with cream cheese and smoked salmon. Popular
Well, that's a
deli
lot of
Russ
smoked
and
salmon.
Daughters typically sells 200 smoked salmon bagels and an additional 150 pounds of hand-sliced salmon on a busy day. The pulled pork sandwich is a must-have in North Carolina. There are two barbecue styles in different parts of the state, Eastern and Lexington. Eastern focuses on whole hog barbecuing with a vinegar-based sauce, while Lexington style uses only pork shoulder with tangy ketchup-based sauce. The hot beef sandwich is a favorite in North Dakota diners. It's made with sliced beef and a scoop of mashed potatoes, and best of all, it's smothered with hot beef gravy. The Polish boy consists of a kielbasa, which is a Polish sausage covered with coleslaw, French fries, and barbecue sauce on a bun. It's native to Cleveland, Ohio. Chicken fried steak is a comfort food in Oklahoma. The only way to make it even better is to put it between two buns and eat it with your hands.
It's
Grilled
called chicken
cheese
fried steak because it uses chicken batter and seasoning that would be used to make fried chicken.
Is the best, especially made
My
with
brain
Tillamook
is
cheese.
slowing down.
The Tillamook Creamery makes cheese and other dairy goods in Oregon. At full capacity, the creamery can churn out more than 160,000 pounds of Tillamook cheese a day. You can't think of
No,
Pennsylvanian
no.
food without mentioning the Philly cheesesteak. Invented in, you've guessed it, Philadelphia. The sandwich
Well, the roast pork sandwich, which I've mentioned multiple times, is actually the thing apparently that Philadelphians say is the best sandwich that they have there.
is made up of thinly sliced pieces of beef steak and melted cheese. The hot wiener dog is a Rhode Island favorite. These sausages are topped with yellow mustard, meat sauce, and chopped onions. What's impressive is how the grillers prepare them, balancing up to 9 wieners on their forearm. The pulled pork
look at all
sandwich
those
is also
wieners.
popular in South Carolina, specifically in the central part of the
His
state.
whole hand is
Pulled
covered.
pork is accompanied by Carolina gold sauce. The yellow
He sure
sauce
knows
is
how
a
to
mixture
handle a
of
sausage.
mustard, vinegar, brown sugar, and other spices. The pheasant sandwich is an old classic, dating back to World War II. Soldiers would pass through Aberdeen, South Dakota, where a canteen was serving free and delicious pheasant sandwiches. The sandwich is also popular because the pheasant is South Dakota's most famous game bird. The hot chicken sandwich is a Nashville original. Diners find themselves weeping with joy at how delicious and spicy the hot chicken is. The secret to its spice is lots of cayenne.
Yeah, it's cute, but it tastes good.
You can't mention Texan
Monster.
barbecue without thinking of brisket. Hence, the brisket sandwich is the go-to for this state. Brisket is smoked for hours to get that juicy, tender texture and taste. The pastrami burger was popularized by Utah fast food chain Crown Burgers. Pastrami is placed on top of a juicy burger with a slice of Swiss or American cheese. And you can't forget about the much adored fry sauce, made from 1 part tomato ketchup and 2 parts mayonnaise. The Vermonter sandwich is made up.
It's also called comeback sauce, which always gets a weird response from people who aren't from the South. Because it's supposed to be like, y'all come back now, you hear? Or once you have it, you'll come on back. But you know, hearing comeback sauce, it makes people go, what exactly goes in this?
Of all things New England: maple mustard, hickory smoked ham or turkey, sharp Vermont cheddar, and Honeycrisp apples. Virginians love a good country ham sandwich, especially made with Smithfield ham, which is a specific form of country ham cured in Smithfield, Virginia. Washington sandwich is the banh mi, thanks to its large Vietnamese population. The sandwich includes some form of pork, pickled daikon and carrots, cilantro, and jalapeno served on a baguette.
I'm gonna leave as soon as this
The
video's
pepperoni
over.
roll is West Virginia's pride and joy because it was created there.
I would
The
not
roll
say
was
that's a
invented
sandwich.
as an easy lunch meal for coal miners in the 1920s.
That's
Bratwurst, or brat, is Wisconsin's favorite meat. After being poached in beer, it's commonly grilled and served on a hoagie roll. Bison burgers look and taste pretty similar to their beef counterparts, with a coarser texture and a slightly sweeter flavor.
the bison's a lot harder to properly cook. I have to leave now. I'm sorry. Oh. I just saw your comment. I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Well, no, not sleep, but my brain fell asleep. Yes, indeed. As subtle as a brick through a window. I don't think I'll stream after I get back tonight because I'll have to go to sleep immediately. figure out something to do in the morning. Tomorrow tomorrow morning, I'll do sorry. I'll do the Demon Slayer stream tomorrow in the evening or in the afternoon. Well, after work, sometime after work. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. Yeah. Bye.